Allora.
Okay.
Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of RobTheFiasco Reviews. Now this is your first time to RobTheFiasco Reviews. Make sure to smash that subscribe button down below because you don't want to miss out on future videos. Netflix is about to go crazy and you don't want to miss out on this. Master of None Season 2. Now let me just start off with a little bit of preamble for you guys. Aziz Ansari is my second favorite comedian of all time. Behind, of course, the great and masterful Dave Chappelle. So I might be a little biased with this review because I love him. I love everything he does, and for good reason. He doesn't do very many things that are bad, if any things that are bad. So at the very beginning of season 2, you realize that Alan Yang and Aziz Ansari are going for the same kind of artsy look that they went for last season. The first episode specifically, it's very beautifully shot. It's very creative. It's very bold. They do a lot of things that keep you engaged throughout the whole series. And specifically the first episode, you'll see why. I really felt like this season was more just in your face funny. Last season, it was funny. Don't get me wrong, I laughed so many times, but it was kind of more subtle, whereas this season is more in your face, and I enjoyed this season a lot more in that way, whereas I laughed a lot more than I did last year. It was crazy. It was a hilarious season. After you get done episode 1, you realize that they jump right back into the awesomeness that is season 2. It's kind of a little bodily, and what really impressed me is Aziz Ansari's Italian. Now, I don't know if he actually speaks Italian, or I don't know if he learned it for this show, but it just felt real to me. Like, you know, sometimes when people, you can tell that they learn the lines in a specific language and it feels kind of acted. This didn't feel acted at all. And he speaks a lot of Italian in this, so it's really impressive. The show was smart. They knew what made it work in season 1, and kind of like Guardians, they just doubled down on that. They gave you so much more. If you love season 1, you're gonna love season 2. Just listen to me. I finished the whole season in one morning. It's still Friday when this comes out. The show still handles the immigrant life, diversity. It has probably, and comment down below if you don't agree, this has to be the most diverse cast on television, maybe even ever. Because I feel like it doesn't have actors playing different races. He actually casted people of that ethnicity to play it. And does the acting struggle sometimes? A little bit, but you forgive it totally because it's authentic. And authenticity is one thing that the show just oozes, because it just feels real. The show, just the whole season, it just feels real. His parents are back. Mom and dad, obviously, if you don't know, his real parents play his parents in the show. His mom's kind of shy, but she still is serviceable. His dad for me steals every scene that he's in. He's just goofy, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this is kind of how he is in real life, maybe. Maybe I'm being naive, but I just feel like he's a goofy guy. If not, he's a very good actor. He plays it well. My boy Arnold and my girl Denise, they're back. They're not featured too much in the show, but every time they're on screen, I enjoy it. There's kind of episodes, quote unquote, dedicated to each of them. One, in my point of view, is stronger than the other. I'll get to that when I talk about my favorite episodes of the show. But I really like this cast. Just across the board, I enjoy the cast. They're just good. Like I said before, the show just feels real. It feels like Big Buddy, Little Buddy, they're just real people. We're in a time in TV where I'm just loving this sweet spot. This Girls, this Atlanta, this Insecure, and of course, Master of None, where we have these shows that depict kind of my age group or my demographic. It doesn't matter if you're older or younger. It shows just people living real lives in real situations, and of course it's a little dramatized as television, and that's why you watch it, but it just feels like the stuff that they talk about and the stuff that they go through in all these shows, but specifically Master of None, are stuff that you deal with in real life. Just the amount of pop culture references they throw in, and you don't get annoyed. It doesn't feel like they're trying to be cute with it and give you pop culture references to feel hip and happening. It's kind of like how you and your friends, boys or girls, men or women, will talk about this when you're with your friends. And again, authenticity reigns throughout this whole season. It's just fantastic. If you haven't noticed, I loved this season. It was so good. I burned through it so fast. This is the first time that Netflix actually did a 10-episode series, and this is how they should be. There's no 3 episodes of fat that cut that down, and this is perfect. 10 episodes is a sweet spot. Now, there's stuff in this show that I don't know how it's possible, but you won't see anywhere else. All I'm gonna say, and this is not a spoiler, all I'm gonna say is that there's a part, and if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. There's a part with a deaf woman where it made me focus so much on what was happening. I don't know if it's been done, but it seemed inventive to me. I enjoy, like, Aziz, Alan Yang, my hat's off to you. Just talent. This whole show was just masterfully put together. I left my jacket on because I was feeling this kind of Aziz look today. But I'm gonna say 3 things. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it yet, this is not a spoiler, so don't worry. All I'm gonna say is Chef's Table Season 1, an amazing dance crew, and an R&B singer who's very popular. That's all I'm gonna say. My favorite episodes were probably episode 6. And to be honest, I didn't think it would be topped. It's called I Love You, New York, episode 6. And then 2 episodes later, the episode called Thanksgiving. Jesus. If I didn't... That show just, it touched my heart. It was a little personal to me. It was just, again, I keep using the same words, but it was put together just masterfully. All in all, the show is just fun to watch. You know, there's some shows that you're watching, and even in the first season or second season, you feel like it's kind of a chore to go through. This show never felt like that. Every episode, I was excited to see. I was counting down. I was getting anxious because I knew I didn't have that much left. And the show, at the end of the day, is just a fun watch. It's an easy watch. But it's a watch that you enjoy and you want to pay attention to. So sit down, eat some popcorn, drink some pop, I don't know, drink a beer if you're old enough, and just enjoy the show because it is fantastic. Alright guys, thank you for listening or watching my review of Master of None Season 2. Now again, if this is your first time to RobTheFiasco Reviews, Netflix is about to drown me in TV shows. So if you like this review, make sure to subscribe so you see my other ones. Because they're gonna come out. Maybe not this fast, but they're gonna come out. Comment down below, what did you think of the show? Have you seen it? If you have, no spoilers, but did you like it? If you haven't seen it, do you plan on watching it? Let me know, guys. I love these conversations that we have down in the comment section. So please, comment down below. My social media is linked down below, so don't forget to follow me on all that. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all that good stuff. You guys know the deal. And remember, there is no spoon. Alright, this one's for my sister, Natasha, if you're watching, I love you. Episode 8, it just... If I was your dev in that situation, I'm happy that I was there for you. If I'm not, then this is super awkward, but know that I love you, and I hope you watch the show. I hope you're at this episode. I hope you've seen the whole thing. I hope you enjoy it. And, yeah, I love you, Natasha. Peace.